ahead and go to Lowe's and see if I can find something that I can replace some of these edges with. They're just little pieces of edge and they just don't clean up very well. And hopefully I can find something to do that with in a couple of these spots. I also want to be able to do it along the floor. Replace that edge. So I went to Lowe's and I got these tools. I already had the razor blade, so I'll use that. This is a grout removal tool. Basically, you use the razor blade to slice the edge, and then you use this thing to grout it out and hopefully pull out the old grout stuff. Then this is something you're supposed to be able to use. I kind of matched the color. I brought this one and we'll see if it matches. And then of course the sponge to go over the edge once you grout it. I also need a shop vac, and of course I'm gonna need one of these to push the part out. So as I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the very, very corner edge here and trying to compare the color to the kind that I picked out. I think mine's a little darker. So I'm gonna take it back to Lowe's and swap it and hopefully get something that's darker. Okay, so I bought this one at Lowe's. I think that matches the color a lot more in the edge. Okay, so I'm ready to start working on these. This one in the back, it said to slice it with a knife. So that's what I'm gonna do. And same thing over here on the edge. Okay, next thing is to use this tool and try to scrape it. Using the knife in the corner, I was able to get most of it out of here. So that actually worked pretty good. So now I'm doing the same thing on the other side, trying to get this corner out. We'll see how it goes. So I'm getting underneath there. I'm going to push some of that out, which is good. So I took the knife and went along the edge here, and I'm going to use this tool. This one does a pretty good job scraping it out. Okay, so now I'm going to start working on these floor pieces. We'll see what happens. I'm going to slice it with a knife. And go out with this tool. So after I scrape that side, you can see a lot of these pieces are dark. They're black. I got stuff stuck to them. Okay, so I did it all along the edge. You can kind of see stuff's coming out of the edge. It's supposed to just be this tan color, but then all the black is in there too, which I think is what I'm getting out, which is great. And then I'll go back over it and recalk it. Okay, so I went through the whole shower, scraped the edges on all those little downstairs pieces, got all that peeled up. Sections up here, over here, down here, all peeled up. I gotta get a shop vac and suck this stuff up. Okay, I have my shop vac ready to go, and I'll see how it does. So the shop vac worked pretty well, but I still got some pieces that I gotta go back and try to just scrape them off again. But this way I know where they are. So I went around with the second round of scraping it, and I got some more pieces off, so I'm gonna go ahead and suck those up with the vacuum. So I've been told before when I use these that I cut the end off, and then it's supposed to just squeeze it and it pops, but that hardly ever happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this thing in there and pop it that way. Oh, there you go. So I just went and saw the top off of this thing and poked it with the thing, and it got on my skin. And then I realized I couldn't get it off, and I saw this caution may cause sensitive by skin contact. Wear suitable gloves before protection and respiratory protection and leg protection. So based on that, I'm wearing protective gloves as well. We'll start with this one. And I'm just gonna squeeze it in that corner if it starts going. So once that's in there, now I gotta scrape it off so it doesn't look too bad. So to scrape that off, I use this sponge thing. I made a mess. I'm gonna go back and fix it. Bye. Okay, I wiped that down a few times. I had to use this thing a couple different ways. And that's not looking too bad. I'll keep going. So I found one way to do it is actually take your finger and run the finger along there. And that'll help get some of it off. And then I can use the big sponge thing. Let's see how that goes. Okay, it's still a mess. I'll go back and clean that up. So by the time I'm done, it doesn't look too bad. Edges are scraped and done, and you don't see the mold as much. We'll see. Okay, I have to say, using this, whatever is supposed to go in the corners, it's not easy, man. This is difficult. I sprayed it down here, and now it's, you know, I'm trying to clean it off, and it doesn't want to clean off, and maybe there's spots where I didn't quite get it. I gotta go back. Anyway, interesting. Okay, I found another way to maybe do it. So I sprayed that stuff in the corners right there. And then I'm gonna take a piece of toilet paper and just run my finger along it. Because then it doesn't get all over my gloves. And I'll wipe it off again. And then go back and use this tool thing that they gave me, this sponge. Let's see if that helps. Anyway, not as bad. So keep in mind before, this was pretty nasty down here. It's not bad anymore. I wish I could have done better with the grouting, but that's okay. Okay, I think I'm done. You can kind of see that was the area that had the big black patch on the side, another one over there. Kind of patched them up a little bit. It's not 100%, but I'd say it's 90%. And we went all the way along the bottom, did the seat over there, all the way along the bottom here, and here, and over there. Anyway, I think it's a pretty well done shower now. Anyway, have a good one. Thank you. Bye.